before we open the floor for questions, we would like to ask the coach and the player from some opening remarks.
Cool. Well, we're obviously delighted to be back in Cary. And we're just very excited to get this tournament. It feels like we've been waiting for a long time. This will be the most important game for us we've played in 2 years. So I think the players are prepared. We've had a great week of training. Got a lot accomplished, a lot done. I think the players feel prepared and confident, ready to go in. We know we've got a good opponent in Mexico to deal with in our very first game. But again, I think right now we are excited just to get on the pitch. I know the players, we haven't trained this much in a while, so I think they're ready to kick off.
Jill stole my opening remarks, so I second what Jill said. We're really eager to get this tournament started. We've been talking about it for around 2 years now. It's the first major competition that we've had in 2 years, and obviously, and first time for some of my teammates as well in their senior career. So we're just really excited for tomorrow and to get it started and to just be in the thick of qualifying. We feel completely prepared and we're ready.
Jill, 4 years ago, you had Crystal Dunn on the qualifying roster as an outside back when she gets hurt.
Yep.
What about her? What about the team needs and style right now brings you back to that same scenario?
I think, obviously it's a combination of qualities and need. I think Crystal has, just a phenomenal skill set in terms of her ability and desire to go 1v1. So it kind of naturally makes her a wide player for us. I think we don't have, a whole lot of depth in our outside back positions. So when we put Crystal there in, I think it was She Believes was the first game against England, I thought she did a fantastic job. And I think the way we can kind of manipulate the game and get her as high as possible into the final third as much as possible, I think that just helps us in our attacking game. And I think defensively, I think it's been a while since she'd played in the back. She'd done it a little bit with Chelsea, but I just think she's obviously tough to beat, tough to break down, can deal with balls in behind defensively, and I just think her understanding of being connected to a line has evolved tenfold. So I think she's in a really good spot and has locked down that spot for us. Done a good job.
Could you recount the conversation you had with Lindsay early this calendar year? What you want to see from her as a greater influence in the attack to make an impact here?
Yeah, I think she's talked about it, so I'm cool talking about it. I think it was. I think with all the players you have on the pitch, it's kind of knowing what their special qualities are, and I kind of challenged Lindsay and said, if you want to be this attacking midfielder for us, you have to be able to have a dangerous pass and a shot from distance. To challenge her to score goals and to be more productive, so we don't just rely on our front three. We now have threats coming out of the midfield with passing and obviously finishing. I think she embraced that. I think she plays a little bit lower for her club team, but just her work ethic, I think she's, she's worked incredibly hard to get very fit, so she is a true box-to-box midfielder, gets on the end of a lot of crosses. But yeah, I think I think initially she said to me, well, I've been playing lower, so I'm kind of out of that mindset. I'm like, no, it doesn't matter where you are. You got that mindset. That's in your DNA. So be willing to threaten the line with a pass, dribble, shot. And I think she's the production that she's embraced, and I think it's given her even more and more confidence to be, a very good attacking player. And I will say this, I will have to say she's also been just incredibly good at reading the game defensively and breaking up plays. So I think she's evolved both sides of the ball in the last 6-8 months.
Inside together. Single you out for admiration, actually, for one of the veterans that have sort of adapted their style of play for the new sort of wider formations and tactics that you guys have been working on for the last 18 to 24 months. In your case, working hard to serve as a whole going forward. What has that process been like for you? Has it been difficult? Have you embraced it? Tell me your story on that.
I love learning a new style of play, and for me, I think that I am a good number 9 in that I do try to embrace the hold-up play and try to embrace all aspects of what a number 9 can bring to the table, whether that's their heading presence, the hold-up play, runs in behind, they're just shooting and finishing within 12, 15 yards, and I think I've been able to bring that to the table for a number of years, but I think I've been able to improve my game through these last couple of years. Going to France really helped me, and then obviously with this team playing more of a 4-3-3 formation, I've played mostly the 9, but had to adjust at times and playing as a winger as well. So that's kind of helped me be a little bit more versatile and learn more of what the coaches need from me, what the team needs from me at that moment.
What sort of locked it in? Was it time to be young, or was it something else?
I think it's been a couple of years, quite a few years, that I've adjusted to playing as a number 9 rather than in a 3 front rather than a 2 front. And I think that's just what fits this team best. So it's a learning process, though, because you go back to even Orlando this year, and we've tried playing in a 2 front, and I think I've adjusted so much to the 3 front that it never really ended up. Not saying that was because of me or not, but it just didn't work out as much as a 3 front, and I just think now that fits my style best. But I think I'm adjustable. I'm a coachable player, and that I'll obviously give what the team needs of me.
Yeah, for either Jill or Alex, there are a couple players in this camp who were on the team in 2010 that lost to during World Cup qualifying. Has that, in meetings or conversations, has that come up at all this time around?
That was my first major tournament with the national team, so I talked to Jill about that, and we talked about how we don't want to obviously talk about that too much, but we don't want the young players coming up and taking it for granted. This tournament that's here in North Carolina, that a stadium we've seen plenty of times this year and last year with the national team. This is different. This is the first major tournament that we've seen in the last 2 years in terms of a FIFA tournament. So obviously, for me, that's in the back of my mind. But at the same time, I think that our team has evolved, and I think we kind of have a good balance of knowing what's happened in the past but living right now.
Yeah. And one other question, has the men's qualification failure come up at all? Does that ever get talked about at all in conversations?
I mean, I think not obviously recently because it was a while ago, but I think it just reaffirms the message. I think one of the messages we started this camp with, and what I talk to the players about, is we got to earn it. We've got to earn the right to go on this journey, and this is the first step. So I think there's a humility, but there's also a confidence that regardless of the opponent, we've got to make sure we're focused on the ability to perform our maximum to be successful.
Either Coach or Alice, on a lighter note, you guys have played here before. What are you asking the fans this week, this being such a big tournament for you guys? Ask them to come out full force?
Well, Al will get them out. Go on.
I mean, I'd love to see, obviously, a full stadium, all 3 games, but is it realistic? I'm not sure. I hope that fans come out and support us in big crowds, and we've played here this year, and obviously the Courage have had great turnouts, so hopefully we can continue to ride that wave with the fans here in North Carolina.
Hi. How do you analyze Mexico as an opponent? Do you think it's going to be the toughest game to begin the group stage? And I mean, we know everyone brings their A game when they're facing the U.S., but do you feel it's the toughest opponent?
Well, it's the first opponent, so definitely the toughest opponent. So if you asked me if we were playing someone different, I'd probably give you the same answer. But I think Mexico is. I think they've been together for a while in preparation for this event. So I think that they've had some time together to gel. They've got players playing in a professional league now. They've got players playing internationally. So I think overall their program has definitely made strides. And so if I look at their personnel, they've got some very skillful players. I think they're going to be prepared, and they've got some good players, and I think they're going to be well schooled. So I envision a good match tomorrow night, a tough match for us that we need to make sure that we're on point.
For both, going back to Lindsey Grant for a second, are there similarities in terms of what she is or what she can do to Lauren Holiday and what she was?
I mean, I think when we think about Lauren Holiday, Jill actually brought this up in 2015, like she's our quarterback, So just looking at that, Lindsey can definitely fill that role, and I think she's embraced it. She's a player who's really just like embraced being able to possess the ball, but also look ahead and look at getting forwards and behinds, and then having that deep run as well. So I really enjoy playing with Lindsey. I have for the last couple of years. That she's that she's been playing with the national team. I've just really enjoyed seeing like her progress on this team.
Yeah, I would concur with that. I think just her passing range reminds me a lot of Cheney. Cheney can play a textured ball, and she can play a long ball, and she can play a 50-yard switch ball. And I think Lindsay has that in her repertoire as well. So I think there are some similarities. I think Lindsay's obviously a younger player coming into this, but I think Cheney also, Lauren, also came in when she was young and kind of evolved and grew in the program. So I see similarities in that way in terms of the path they're taking. So, I think they're obviously two very, very skillful midfielders.
Joe, how's Emily Sonnet's fitness? She was carrying some knocks from the league season. Has she been full training or not?
She came in with a pretty good quad contusion from the final. So we've kind of worked, obviously our medical staff have done a great job, and she was in training yesterday 100%. So we're bringing her out. What I always look at is she available to play? Yes, if needed, she's available to play. So I think we've gotten her back, and I think she'll be ready if called upon.